I'm going to take you on a safari for a few minutes and just show you what is available in the way of food. In New Zealand we have a huge expanse of mountains and high country that is a home to wild animals like deer, wild pigs, chamois and tar. Trophy hunting tourist would spend thousands of dollars to shoot this bull tar, so we leave him to roam the mighty Southern Alps.
That's one way to earn your keep.
That's what we used to do for a living. The mountain country that tar and chamois live in is fearsomely dangerous. Using two of James Scott's Hughes 500s was the only way we could safely get the film crew on and off the mountain without anyone getting hurt. It was an operation where one mistake could have resulted in tragedy. High up in the Southern Alps lived the quarry for our next adventure, the chamois. This time it was me who had to put my life on the line so I could bulldog a chamois from the skid of the Hughes 500. The adventure was being filmed and would be part of the Catch and Cook program the Americans were filming that would be viewed by 120 million viewers. If there ever was a time I had to get it right, it was on this occasion.
Get there and get his back legs, mate. We'll drag him back up off this bluff.
Okay, what am I doing?
Just watch that right down here, he's a big poop.
One on each hand, yeah.
I got him.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him. I think I got him.
Don't let the bastard go, mate.
I'm not gonna let you got him. But that was pretty good. For me, that was a 10, so thank you very much. We'll see you on top of the glacier. Good on you, mate.
With my part of the adventure accomplished, it was time for lunch. Lunch with a difference. We were about to land on Franz Josef Glacier to enjoy the bounty of New Zealand. Chamois steaks cooked by a master chef on what was to be the first masterclass ever filmed on a glacier in New Zealand. On this trip in midwinter, Brian McBride and I were hunting tar high up in the Southern Alps. Despite the temperature falling to 20 below at night and the snow being waist deep, tar lived high up in New Zealand's most inhospitable mountains. My quest for the bounty of New Zealand takes me into the high country where red deer live in large numbers. By far the best eating of all the species of wild deer are the fallow deer, seen here ready to be butchered. Wild pigs were introduced into New Zealand in 1773 by Captain Cook. The idea was that they would be a food source for the Maori. Little did they know the pest they were to become and the damage they do to the backcountry. To me, they are another chapter in the bounty of New Zealand. Don't take it to the extremes of some of these twangs you see on TV. But we eat good tucker, and just coming out there, Murray carried that pig down. I just grabbed a handful of watercress, a handful of mushrooms. Pig hunting is usually done using dogs to find and stop the animal. I have a team of highly trained dogs and our freezers are usually bursting with the meat from the bounty of New Zealand. Deer were introduced in New Zealand from 1861 onwards for sport, but by 1910 their impact was concerning farmers and foresters. Nowadays, there is only a fraction of the commercial venison recovery that there once was, and on this trip into the Kaimanawa ranges, we had no trouble finding large numbers of deer and pigs and a few wild horses. These are the Kaimanawa wild horses. First noticed in 1876, they probably came from stock that were released or escaped from farmers in the area or the army. Wild pigs only inhabit the fringes of the Kaimanawas, even though they are the most invasive species of wild animal on Earth. On this trip I was mainly after footage, but when a huge Sika stag in top condition came into view, he was destined for my freezer. Just another haul from my high country supermarket where there is more than enough of the bounty of New Zealand. Oh, you can see how good that's going to taste. Oh, wow. The special thing that we use, if you could call it special, and not the roasting dish, that's just a nice roasting dish here. The other special thing that makes it so good is simply water. When I cook my prime meats and seafoods, I want them to come out tasting like what they are. I don't want them adulterated with herbs and spices. They are special to start with, and that's how I want them to be cooked. Also in this series, I will show you how to butcher a cattle beast and a hogget. The animal cost us $973 at the yards, and after butchering, we ended up with meat valued at $2,800. That was a saving of around 65%. When you eat my homegrown veggies and meat cooked in my outdoor oven, you will be in for a treat. Mostly homegrown vegetables and a bit of hogget or mutton that we've killed ourselves and butchered ourselves and cooked in the outdoor oven, and I think that's the real secret, is to have control of it right through, and particularly cooking in the outdoor oven. Eels are close to the top of my list when it comes to the tastiest food you can catch out in the wild. They've got to be smoked, but when they are, they take a lot of eating. Kora, or freshwater crayfish, are easy to catch and they're prolific in a lot of our waterways. Here we're hauling with a hauling net to catch piper or garfish. They are one of the tastiest fish you can catch. Mussels are the easiest, and there's a lot of ways you can cook them. But in the outdoor oven, it takes a lot of beating whatever you cook in it. I love my salads. Fresh green veggies out of my own garden, or in this case where we're harvesting corn that was left behind by the commercial growers. There's usually a reason why these are left behind, but not going to affect what I want them for. There's something about bread cooked in my outdoor oven. We live in the land of plenty, and this is what this series will show you. At a cost of around $80 a kilo for power, I can harvest a couple of $100 worth in one breath of air. Don't believe what you hear that fish stocks are dwindling in New Zealand. I have no trouble getting a feed, whether it's spearing fish, catching crayfish, harvesting pawas, scallops, kina, oysters, the whole lot. On this day, I let this crayfish go because I already had a limit bag. But this one wasn't so lucky. This turned out to be the biggest cray I have ever caught in over 40 years of diving around the coast of New Zealand. In this series, I'll even take you to my favourite diving spot. Of all the coasts that I've dived in New Zealand, the south coast of Fiordland rates as #1. I'll not only take you to these great spots, but then I'll show you how to cook these fantastic foods that we've got for free in New Zealand. Pawas can be found anywhere around the rocky coast and are superb eating. Nearly all the cooking that I'll show you is done without the use of powder. Right throughout this show I'm going to show you something totally different than what you see on all the cooking and all the chef programs. You know, you're not going to get adulterated food, and I'm not going to add this and I'm going to add that. But I want you to remember one thing, and we do all remember this. When we were children, how good our mother's roast or our grandmother's roast cooked, and how good it tasted. And they didn't have garlic, and they didn't have marinades or sauces or infused oil and things like that. But the real secret is, and this is what's going to follow you right through what I'm going to show you on this series, is that you start with a good quality product and you cook it perfectly, and you have the right equipment to cook it with. Now, in the background there you'll see the outdoor oven. That is one of the secrets that I've got here that's different to anything else for anybody. The other secret is the product we start with. Because I'm a hunter and I've probably had a little bit of experience over the years, I've got fairly good at it. And as a result, we only eat the best. We only keep the best animals. So we just keep this stag here that I've shown you how to butcher, a Sika stag with plenty of fat on it at the perfect time of the year. And often when I cook a meal for somebody, they'll say, "Oh, you're an incredible cook." And if there's one thing you might be disappointed with in this show, is that it's simplicity at its best. There's no two ways about it. But it's simply having the right product to cook and having the likes of an outdoor oven.
If you are a Kiwi, right down to the bone, no matter
Whitebait season is a good time of the year for trout and seals. The seals coming from the sea to feed off the trout that are hunting the whitebait. On a good day in southwestern, when the bait are running strong, I could wish to be nowhere else. Whitebaiting can be dangerous work, but unlike other shows you might have watched, I am at one with the wilds of nature. I know the risks I am exposed to, and I treat the backcountry with the respect it demands. Your place is beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
we are proud that we do things the true Kiwi way. It's everyday people, just like you and me, who make up New Zealand for the whole world to see. So be proud.
So what is the plan D?
D, I think we'll use explosives, okay? It was in this neck of the woods that I was to make and film a discovery of one of the secrets of the world of the whitebait. Never before have they been filmed when they were feeding. Our adventures will take you on safari throughout the country. No mountain is too high, or coast is too rough, or river too deep. My quest for the bounty of New Zealand will show you New Zealand the way it is, the greatest country on earth. Don't believe the news reports of whitebait being a declining species. This season, Southland, Southwestland and the Waikato reported some of the best catches in living memory. And I was there, so I should know.
No matter your color or your place of birth, we are all Kiwis from the greatest place on earth, and we'll all stand united at work, rest or play, and we'll always do things the true Kiwi way. So stand proud as a Kiwi of New Zealand, your home. Stand proud and remember you'll not be standing alone. One people, one nation at the end of the day. Oh, proud that we do things the we do things the true Kiwi way.